Do you want to see my swing portfolio? My girlfriend says I'm going to get robbed for showing you this, but I mean, if showing you how I make my money is going to get me robbed, then 80% of the Silicon Valley should be getting robbed every single day, right? Plus, I think this is important to show you, my credibility and also how I actually put my money where my mouth is. I think that's important for you guys to learn from my experience, right? I think you guys are a trustworthy bunch. I mean, this is why I'm building this community in the first place. All right, I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. I dreamed of the day that I get to rickroll my 1,000 loyal subscribers the way that John Oliver rickroll his billions. I finally made my dream come true. But seriously, guys, I will show you because I do think it's important. So let's roll the intro and let's get started. When I was learning how to trade, there wasn't YouTube financial literacy kind of materials out there. I was basically reading books at Borders for Free, tinkering, all of the day trading, swing trading, reading candles, the charts, trading on an eighth of a cent. I've done it all, guys. And there's a reason why I've developed this lucrative but sound investment strategy that I want to share with you guys. And this is a sneak peek. This gives you an idea of what I'm doing so that, I can tee up for the following videos so that you can actually have a better understanding and trust my judgment. So in this video, I will show you my Roth IRA, about $250,000 worth of investments. I will show you how I diversify, why I am investing in the companies that I currently am, how I distribute my funds. Hopefully you get something out of this. I'm gonna swing to my laptop screen and let's get started. All right, so this is my Roth IRA, also known as my swing account. I trade my Roth IRA because there is no short or any capital gain tax for that matter, as long as I don't cash out until I'm hella old. If you have the liquidity to have a Roth IRA and still have money in your checkings account for rainy days, I highly recommend it. This will give you a ton of flexibility for buying and selling on the fly. Generally speaking, most stocks you see here will get held for about 3 to 6 months unless of an extraordinary gain or a better opportunity occurs. Like I'm always researching as well, right? So I discover things. And I hope you see two things right away. Number one, I always put my money where my mouth is. I give you advice and utilize those same advice that I use for myself. And number two, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. But that's the importance of bankroll management. If an investor shows you all greens, then they're showing you a stupid, meaningless snapshot and hiding shit from you 100%, right? So I hope you guys can appreciate what I'm showing you guys here. For the sake of length, I'm not going to dive too deeply here, but let's talk about the content. I'll talk about bankroll management in a different video, but I don't think I ever hold more than 6 stocks in any of my swing accounts because anything more is over diversification. At the level that I am playing at now, the potential of less than $1,000 in gain over 3 to 6 months is frankly meaningless. And if I'm trying to make $1,000 in gain in like 1 or 2 week period, that's just dangerous for the amount of money I'm playing with and frankly not worth it. So that's why one of the reasons why I bankroll this way. A lot of the stocks I talk about, I already cycled out and collected the win zone. And of course, I also have my long-term portfolios too. Ironically, I bought Genius initially in my long-term and ended up collecting a 3x win. So now my ass is gonna be lit up, tax season. But anyway, let's talk about what I'm currently holding and why. As it is still COVID central, my swing portfolio primarily revolves around the idea of what businesses can benefit from the situation. The first one you see is Disney. Disney because only 30% of their business is actually theme parks and they're diving hard into streaming. They're the only people big enough to host sports, so that's also like a multiple desperate demographic all rolled up into one sweet pipeline. And yes, it was if I was a chart oracle, I would have, traded on Disney's volatility in the past 3 months. But like I said, I'm much more interested in the investing the value, for consistent gains that the exercise for reading hype and moving numbers around. Secondly, you see is Eldorado. Eldorado is the casino group. because I believe it's more likely for local casinos to recover before the strip. As there is more brand love for gamblers in the local joints, versus strips is more like, holiday traffic, vacation traffic, bachelors, bachelorettes, that kind of stuff. And also for local casinos, the capacity limit is probably irrelevant to them. That's my hypothesis. Because people aren't exactly going there in droves, right? You're local and you gamble there. That's how it works. And so if they can get some itchy local whales through the door, then I think they'll do just fine. I'm also betting on ERI because they're about to acquire Caesars Palace. And as long as they don't go bankrupt by the hands of COVID, I think the economy of scale will help them out like crazy. It's, in my opinion, undervalued. I actually have reduced my ERI positions by half at actually a loss because I was a strong believer, but now the COVID version 2 is about to hit. I got concerned and felt like a bigger risk holding the bag with that much money in the market than just taking the hit. So this is my current position. You see a gain here, but I'm actually at a loss, just so you're fully aware. Royalty Pharma, RPRX, is the newly IPO'd pharma company with an incredible under-the-radar value prop. I think they are a great investment that is perhaps overvalued because I just don't know. They just went public, right? I put a teeny bit of money in it, relatively speaking, because I believe in what they're doing. I like the fact that they function like a VC, but I'm not really sure about their valuation and how fast they can capture new market, how fast they can grow their top line. The next one, I gained most of my followers by talking about Genius Brand. And I'm a believer. I believe in their team. I believe in what they're doing. I believe in financial literacy, which is, one of the reasons why I truly, truly believe in what they're doing, right? I told you that I bought back in at $4, and I did mention in the comments that I was leaving room to average down. But currently, with that money, I bought Royalty Pharma instead. So we'll see how I feel in a few weeks. I might move Royalty Pharma to my long-term account if Genius hits 2. Notice that relative to my portfolio and the perceived risk that I keep talking about, I am only investing 5% of my portfolio to Genius. A common mistake is for people to make a big bet on a big idea, but it's not proper bankroll management, guys. You have to always take into account of the news, the history of the business, and the state of the financials at all times. This is why you can see I'm in the red for 30%. Actually, I was at 30% when I wrote the script, but it's irrelevant to the grand scheme of things, right? The fact that I'm so down. I'm still investing in a business I believe in an opportunity that I think has a huge upside, but it doesn't lock up my funds, and that's what's most important. I'll for sure make a video on, bankroll management, all those great things. And sorry for the delay, but I'm working hard on the script to make sure it's easy to understand. # please subscribe. Lastly, I have 100 G's in Tencent. I can spend a shit ton of time talking about Tencent, but I think it all can be summarized by the fact that there's a reason why it's 50% of my swing account, And as of today, Tencent just became more valuable than Alibaba. I have a video for Alibaba and Tencent both, so please check those out. But this is a 15% gain over 3 months, and it's sexy as fuck. And I'll create a collecting win video like I usually do. But ultimately, this is something I'm actually going to hold because there is still a long ways to go. If you follow my bets and made your own bet, congrats. If there's a stock that has the potential to double in a year, I think it's Tencent. Video games and digital payment, guys. Enough said. As you can see, depending on financials and my belief in their value advantage, I bet very differently, right? I might believe in the idea, but their financials look like shit. I might believe in their leadership, but their execution is questionable. All of those weigh into the way that I situate my diversification. I do not over-diversify, but I don't not diversify either. Make sure you bet relative to your perceived risk with rational understanding. As you follow this channel and invest more, you're going to hone in on this skill and get better and better at it. Don't underestimate the power of compounding your gains, guys. Don't look at that 5% gain is too small for you because you only have, a few $1,000s. That's not how it works. Just keep working at it. Compounding, find a compound calculator on Google and play around with it. You'll get an idea how fast your money can grow as long as you make the right decisions, not necessarily hitting moonshots, right? Very, very important to understand. All right, guys, I hope you found this content useful and applicable to your own decision making. If you did like this content, please share it with your investment friends, the friends who are interested in trading themselves, and also trading forums. I would really like it if you guys can help me grow the 11ish Collective far and wide. Financial literacy is super important to me and super important for the 11ish Collective because I want all of us to win and grow our funds and become financially free. Getting rich is nice. Getting FU money is even better. We can all do it. So please share the message, get our names out, and let's grow together. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to working with you next time.